Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to another video, and this is a paid request for Steven. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, video game playthrough for an hour, a full playthrough, tier list ranking, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. Do have a Cash App as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And this is for the 2020 film Becky. Now, I heard of this film because, okay, Kevin James is a villain and he plays a neo-Nazi. Okay, that's a bit different. There's a sequel that Steven also requested for me to watch, which is The Wrath of Becky. I'll try to do that after this. Different directors. This one is from the directors who did Cooties. A lot of people don't like that film with Elijah Wood. I know one of my dear friends, Afri, doesn't like the film. I like the film. I thought it was a fun comedy horror film. I thought it was goofy and silly and entertaining. I like the film. Apparently that cat I have, he likes the film too, if you heard that. This one though, so it stars Lulu Wilson, which I think she was the daughter, forgive me if I'm wrong about this, I think she's the daughter of Eric Bana's character in Deliver Us from Evil. But yeah, Lulu Wilson is the star. She plays a 13-year-old named Becky. Her dad is played by Joel McHale, funny enough, who was in Deliver Us from Evil. Plays a dad named Jeff. My name is Jeff. And his wife, her mom, has died from cancer. And she's not dealing it in the best way. So they go to this house by the lake. While there, he has a surprise. We're going to keep this place. We're not going to sell it. Oh, by the way, here's my new girlfriend and her son. I'm thinking of getting married. Becky does not take it that well at all. She goes to her fort. The family has 2 dogs. One dog is usually with her. Meanwhile, these 4 inmates escape from prison transport. And they're led by Kevin James, who is a neo-Nazi. So yeah, Kevin James is the lead. I mean, not the lead. He's the leader of this team. And pretty much they find this property. They take over. And they want this tea. This tea that eventually Becky does find at the fort. And we don't know what the tea is about. We don't know what the tea is for. We never find out what the tea is supposed to lead to, which I thought was pretty stupid. And even in the sequel, like, they set up again and they still never tell you something about coordinates in the second one, but you still don't know what the fuck the deal with this tea is. And more than likely there won't be a third one, so you'll never know what the fuck the point of this tea is. I guess it's supposed to be just a MacGuffin, but the fact that you just don't really do anything with it was just a bit annoying to me. It's a bit irritating to me. But yeah. Pretty much something happens and Becky goes crazy and decides to take on these 4 one by one and kill them as if it's like a darker version of Home Alone. More violent version of Home Alone. So that's what they're going with. Now, I would not say I hate the film. It was okay, but not a film I would ever watch again. It was short. Lulu Wilson's performance I did not mind. I'm not sure about the way her character was written, because I get what they're going for, but I don't think she came off as that likable. I get that she's a person having issues, dealing with issues, not being able to handle them, and then these things are made worse. But it's one of those things that I get that, but I'm just, as I'm watching her, I'm sitting there going, okay, she's not getting along the best with her dad. But the dad will say, you can't keep taking things not yours. And she goes, well, obviously I can. And she gets mad at the wife and kid, who are the woman and kid who had nothing to do with all this. She gets mad at them. When she gets to the fort, she has this tantrum. It's like, I get what they're going with. I do, but I said, I don't know if I could really say I really gave a shit about Becky to a point. I'm like, okay, I get that she's going through terrible stuff, but when there's moments that she's still acting like a bratty kid, and it's like, I hate bratty kids. They could be really, really irritating to watch. And I don't know. I think Lulu Wilson did the best she could with what she was given. And the movie doesn't really kick in the gear until maybe halfway through, when she finally starts her business of killing. Kevin James, I didn't buy him in this role. That's another thing. I did not buy Kevin James in this role. I didn't buy him that tough. Okay, he's more quiet, so that means more serious. But I didn't buy him as a neo-Nazi. I didn't buy him as an intimidating figure. I don't think he pulled it off like he wanted to. And it was just hard for me to take it seriously. And people, I mean, hell, I think Sean William Scott did a better job in the second film in trying to do that. But Kevin, I couldn't buy it. I couldn't buy him in that role. I don't think he really gave as much of... Okay, a guy who did it well, Danny McBride. And what was it, Arizona, that film I reviewed? Danny McBride. That's how this character should have been played. Or maybe even more intense and angry. Like, Danny McBride did a really... Like, I'm not big on that film, but Danny McBride was the great spot of it. I think that's more what Kevin James should have been going for. Here is just, well, I'm just talking very quiet, talking very slow, and that automatically means I'm more serious. It's like, no, it means you're more quiet. It means you're not being loud like you are in Paul Blart Mall Cop, but I don't know, like I said, didn't buy it. Didn't care for his performance, really. Thought it was more kind of boring of a performance, to be honest. You know, the other inmates, one is his son, but not his son, big tall guy who... We're supposed to buy in the fact that he tries to be nice, and there's a point where he lets the woman or kid go, and eventually does help Becky. But I'm sitting there going, also, like, early on, you were with your dad, and you killed a guy and two kids. Like, you killed the two kids, these two young boys. So whatever happens to you, I'm not going to feel sorry for. And the other two guys are just your typical scumbags. Like, there's really nothing acting-wise that could really describe about, because it's, it's there. But yeah, spoilers, heavy spoilers. The inmates arrive. They take Joel McHale, the woman and the kid, hostage. Becky hears about this. Kevin James finds the girl's phone, knows that there's a girl named Becky. The dad gets tortured because they want the tea. The dad says, go, run to a neighbor. The girl tries to help her dad, or goes up to her dad. The dad says, run. He gets shot in the back. Kevin James goes up to her, and she stabs him in the eye. Runs off. And then memories of her mom dying of cancer, her dad just getting killed right in then and there. They also killed one of the dogs, not the dog that was with her, but one of the dogs has also been killed because they had two of them. Now she just loses it, and now she's going to go on the warpath. And that's when it really kicked in the gear for me. And though it is pretty decent practical gore, pacing picked up a bit. And there's some decent bits of direction. There's a bit where one's been given walkie-talkie and they're talking back and forth. So on this side it'll be Kevin James, but then I'll move over here and it's the girl. And they're far enough away. They're very far away. But the camera will kind of go from here to back and forth as if they're staring at each other. I thought that was a really interesting technique where it gives you the same general idea but doesn't cut away back and forth. Yeah, I thought that was... I didn't mind that idea. The kill scenes are fun. Again, spoilers. One guy, she sharpens up this... She has this ruler and these colored pencils. Kind of slides, repels down, jams the wire, like the ruler into the guy. Stabs a shaft with the colored pencils, and then shoves and keeps pounding the ruler into the guy's neck. Very violent, practical effects, brutal. There's a second guy where she hits a few times with this board with the nails on it. Eventually he falls to the water. She starts to bolt propeller and fucks up his neck, fucks up. A lot of blood is thrown out there. There's this big, the guy who's the son of Kevin James is a big guy named, character named Apex. He lets her go, says get out of here, but no, she wants revenge, so she has his water pistol, shoots it at Kevin James. There's obviously gasoline or stuff in there, so it burns up Kevin James. He gets the fire off him, tries to kill Becky. The big guy, Apex, challenges Kevin James. I know one name I'm going to say like Kevin Owens, but Kevin James. And eventually Becky comes out with an ATV. I think she's carrying like a lawnmower or something. Just runs over the guy, and then the head gets shredded up. So when it leaves, it's just kind of like half the head, half the brain left there, and bloody pulps are around it. Very gory, very violent death in the movie. Now, it does one of these scenes where, like, the guy's apologizing, and he's like, I hope I can... And before anything, she just shoots him in the head. And part of you is like, well, this guy did try to help you. He did help these two. Saved you, let you go when he wasn't supposed to. Saved you there when you could have been dead. So part of you is like, okay, well, he did save you. But on the flip side, like, he did kill kids, but she doesn't know that. That's the thing, she doesn't know that. We know that he killed kids, and that's not acceptable at all, no matter what you do later in life or afterlife. But she doesn't know that. So it does, but I think that's the idea. I think the idea is that she's become very cold-hearted, very adamant and bloodlust, and just shoots the guy. And even screams, yeah. Goes over, sits down with the woman and the kid. Authorities get her. They talk to her a bit while she's messing with gummy worms. And then the movie's over. So again, the lead character, I didn't mind the actress. I thought the character was not as intriguing, fulfilling, likable as it should have been. Kevin James, I don't know if I buy him in this role. I would say he tried a bit, but just, I I don't think he brought the intensity that was needed. I'm trying to think. The other actor, Joel McHale does fine for what he needs to do. Yeah, it's one of those films. It's just like, it is what it is. I thought it took a bit to get going, even though it's a shorter running time. Some of the kills were fun. It doesn't have a big body count, though. The idea of a 13-year-old going all Rambo vigilante, slasher type, definitely has potential. I think it could have been capitalized maybe a bit more somehow. But yeah, it's okay. It's alright. Like I said, I would never see it again. Like I say, it is what it is. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.